Evidence is the information that we use to support our claims. For example, I may make the claim that many students who attend Bergen Community College also work at least part-time. So I am going to do some research, and I have found an article called Trying to Have It All, but Can They Afford It? The article author is Kathleen Gatens, and the source was Time Magazine, and I found this article on page B12. Now, in order to support my claim, I can do one of three things. I can summarize, and this is a general, just looking at the general idea of the article. I can paraphrase, or I can quote directly. Right now, we're going to think about paraphrase. And paraphrase is a really targeted way of using source material. In fact, the definition is to look at one or two sentences of the article and then put that original text into our own words. Now, we're going to have to do some citing. That is, we're going to have to give Kathleen Gatens credit for the work that she did. So what we're going to do is take a look at an example. All right, so here's the original as it appears in Time Magazine. So Kathleen Gatens writes, "Students holding down jobs while they also attend community college is a nationwide trend. In fact, according to a recent study, at least 70% of all students in community colleges must also work. Additionally, this study also found that at least 65% of students attending community colleges also have significant responsibilities caring for families, either a child, parents, siblings, or those from extended families." Wow, so that's some pretty good information to support our original claim that many students who attend BCC also work at least part-time. But now, let's say we're writing one of the example paragraphs. So we're not into the introduction, we're in those main body paragraphs. And we have a topic sentence. And here is our topic sentence. Students who attend Bergen Community College, as well as other community colleges, do not have an easy pathway to graduation. So that's that claim that we want to make. So now we're going to dig into this article and find some information to support our claim. So we know about the 70% number. We also know about the 65% number. So what we're going to do is create a sentence here. Let me bring it up here. And we're going to first take some information from our the last piece on working students. So we've got, in terms of BCC, according to working students, most students who attend BCC have a job. That's our old information. But here's our transition to our article information. BCC students are not alone. So now I'm going to work off the Time Magazine article. And I'm really going to look at this number. 70% of all students in community college must also work. Okay, so remember the rules of paraphrase. We want to put one or two sentences of the original text into our own words, and then we want to cite it. So here we go. Oh, no, wrong way. Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. Here is the sentence that I've created. Students from other community colleges also need to work. In fact, most students who attend community colleges must have a job. So this sentence right here, what's highlighted right here, refers to this number up here. 70% of all students in community colleges must work. Now, because I'm putting this into my own words, I'm changing that 70% down here to most students, because we would say that 70%, or 7 out of 10 students, really refers to most students. Okay, so we've got this first part. We've got the content of what's going on in the magazine, and we also have this citation parentheses. In this citation parentheses, you have the author's last name, Gatens, and the page it appears on, B12. Now I know this information because I found it out in the beginning and I made a note of it, that the author title is Kathleen Gatens and it appears on page B12. Now, we don't put all of this information into the sentence because that would be just too long for our reader. So what we do is we try to take just enough so that the reader can recognize the source on a works cited page, which is another video altogether. So here we go. We have Gatens B12. Well, in addition to this fact, I also want to bring in the idea that students also have to care for family members. So if you'll remember, we also have this number that 65% of students attending community colleges also have significant responsibilities caring for family members, etc. So now I've created a sentence in my own words that reflects that information. In addition to working, students must also care for family members. Again, I cited it because I took this information directly from this paragraph from Time magazine. And you'll notice that I've also done the citation here at the end. Now, if we wanted to get fancy and we wanted to put Gatens' name in the sentence, we could do that. So what we could do is say, in addition to working, Gatens found that, oops, spelled that wrong, that students must also care for family members. And since I have Gatens in the sentence, I can take it out of the citation parentheses. Okay, so that's kind of a nice way to vary things. Now, it doesn't really matter if you cite it this way or if you cite it this way. I would recommend that if the author is important, let's say President Obama was giving you, some information to work with, then perhaps you would want to have his name here. Or if Gatens was a name that people really recognized on this subject, then you would probably want to get her name into the sentence because people would be very impressed that you got information directly from her. Now, the takeaway for this is that a paraphrase is really targeted. You're just going to put one or two sentences of the original into your own words, and then you're going to cite it. Now, remember, you have to go line by line. So this is one sentence, one citation. Here's the second one, and this is the second citation. And then after we're done with bringing in our evidence, we'll go on to explain it.